Hello traders, so welcome to the weekly Autogen Setups volume 173. Iliya here, and as always I'm really grateful to welcome you on the Trading Fanatic channel. You know what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna explore the Forex, the indices markets, what they did this week, what kind of opportunities we had, and most importantly what we can expect for the upcoming week. You know what, that we also look a little bit of fundamentals, a little bit of macro as well. Technical analysis is most important for us, to say the least. So of course we're going to cover absolutely everything. This week was actually pretty good. I made a trading setups breakdown, which I published yesterday, so make sure to check it out. And currently November is about to close in around 3 to 4 days. We're going to have December opening. We're going to have NFP this week as well. So I do believe it's going to be a great trading week going ahead. So again, make sure to prepare well, and we're gonna get started with the video. But before we do that, make sure you are subscribed and turn on the notification bell in order not to miss my future updates when I publish them. I am about to start posting more education as well, some more stuff, so make sure that you hit the bell. And if you already did, well, let's not waste time and jump into the analysis. Alright, as always, we're gonna get started with a Dixie, which has a very interesting positioning right now and a very interesting delivery. So I'm very curious what is gonna happen. But before we jump into it, I want to shout out my amazing broker, Forex.com. They're great. They have all the assets, all the currencies, all the cryptocurrencies, indices, everything with great spreads. They also have two types of accounts, but make sure to pick their eco account. You're going to pay a little bit of commission. You're going to get a tighter spread, but every single lot that you accumulate will go towards planting 10 trees. They are documenting their tree planting process on their website, so make sure to visit them. Link is down in the description. Open your eco account and let's help the first green broker out there. All right. So Dixie, the US dollar currency index, you know, it is a basket of currencies. It comprises of mostly the euro, which is why usually what we're going to see is that the Dixie is absolutely negatively correlated to euro. There is a little strategy which I have been exploring this week and the last week, where there is a divergence between EU and the DXY. Like for example, Euro USD is tapping into supply while the Dixie is just consolidating above a demand zone, right? And when you know this, you potentially know that EU is going to manipulate, right? But that is a little bit more advanced stuff. So in terms of news, in terms of macro, this week was not like very volatile. We didn't have any interest rates, any CPIs, any major speeches. We had FOMC, but I believe the day of the FOMC, the market was already priced in what was about to be said. And I think we had a nice bullish run on Euro and a bearish run on the Dixie. I don't recall entirely. Next week we have a couple of important news. Actually, it's gonna be a nice volatile week, but there is nothing like very huge. We have GDP, I think GDP for the euro, GDP for the US. We have quite a few things, and also most importantly, we have NFP. We have NFP. By the way, something new that we're going to be adding to the Fanatic community is fundamental macro analysis. Every single Monday, we're going to be having a look at all the macro analysis with different types of data, with the economic calendar as well, with inflation, and potentially have a macro overview of the market so we can really kickstart the week. But this is only going to be part of the Fanatic community. Also, by the way, I'm running a Black Friday discount right now, so make sure to check the link in the bio and don't miss it because it ends on Monday, and soon I'm going to be increasing the prices, and I'm not going to be doing such a discount very soon. Right, so enough of me talking. Let's actually start trading, right? Currently, the DXY is tapping into this very nice weekly demand zone. As you can see how strong we came in, very fat bearish engulfing candle. We got a rejection this week, opened, pushed into the highs, and right now it's rejecting very nicely to the downside. So we can see that there are still a lot of sellers entering the market. So again, is this level going to hold? Well, we never know. And always remember, so actually next week we're going to have a monthly analysis, right? And we're going to have a look at the monthly. Again, remember, right now we're having a very nice actually evening star formation, which is a very nice reversal formation. And look at the monthly candle so far. It's really bearish, and I don't see it like reversing a lot, especially right now. So I do think next week we can have a potential continuation. So we're going to pull back a little bit lower. You can see right there on the monthly time frame, this is actually the only base candle we have, right? We pushed, we based with a bearish month, and then we impulsed again. So this is potentially where around 104 all the way down to 102 will be where we can be looking for potential longs. But again, this is monthly, this is weekly. It's gonna take a lot of time for this one to play out. So what we can extract from the weekly is that it's overall bearish. And if you drop on the daily, once again, there is that zone. But again, this is why in my strategy, I don't trade weekly and daily. I don't look at them on a daily basis. This is actually on the weekly outlooks. I look at them for the first time. I get the bias and I pretty much remember what the DXY and what EU are doing because those are my main currencies. And then I just keep going with the hourly and the 50-minute, right? Because again, you're always going to have that confusion. Okay, weekly right now is bullish. Okay, daily is bearish. Okay, hourly is bullish. Then what do I do? Right? So again, guys, systematize. But daily time frame, once again, it's bearish. So we had this very massive dump to the downside. We created that little pullback right there. So is this pullback enough in order to continue dropping lower? Well, we can already see after, it was just Monday that pulled back. We have 3 massive days of bearishness, and then we have a little pullback on Friday. So it looks like the market responded from this little guy, which could potentially be a 4-hourly zone. We did not tap the daily 50%, but then again, if you drop to the 4H, it could be a different story. But here we had like this gap right there, this gap, and then we dropped lower. And then it was a little bit tricky because we shifted structure. So we broke down right here. Then here we broke up. You remember we have been breaking this down for a while. Break of structure up, right? So we already built up that bullish flow coming in. So there were very nice longs to take from here, very nice longs to take from there. Then the market tapped into that supply. But the problem is that on the 4-hourly time frame, this was my major high low, right? So actually the 4-hourly shifted right there. This is when the 4-hourly shifted bearish. But if you go to explore the 15-minute, there were plenty of shorts right there. This is why I love day trading, because for swing trading, like you would have to wait for this one to tap and then maybe take a trade from here and lose it. But if you're a day trader, right, and if you just play from higher time frame supply and demand zones with a very simple entry strategy, right, and a very simple meso time frame analysis, which is the 50-minute, you can be catching the longs, you can be catching the shorts, and you can be running a massive short right there and actually hit a big TP. Okay, so in terms of the 4-hourly right now, well, to me, this is where the 4-hourly shifted down. Right, and it's a little bit tricky because we don't have actually a valid range, right? And pretty much I would usually take it from the high right now because this is not valid to me. This is not valid to me. You can see all those candles just like wicks. Here we based and then we started dropping. So if you actually ask the question, what is the supply that broke the demand? Well, to me, it's this one. It's the last base before the drop. But again, to my rules, if we break above this one, this is not going to be a 4-hourly reversal. The 4-hourly reversal will happen above right there. So currently, like Thursday was very messy. Friday also not entirely great. So I really don't know what to expect coming Monday. I would love to have like a deeper pullback potentially to this level where I'm going to be looking for alignment and short. But what could also happen is, let me bring your attention to something. Now, I've been speaking about Elliott wave for a while right now. This is the first leg. So this is the first momentous leg after we created all of this madness. We created the pullback, right? And again, you can see even here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reversal, right? So what we have right now is 1. Usually the second leg doesn't take it to the 50%. It usually does 30%. So if I just plot my normal FIP, 38.2, no, I actually want 30%. Where is the FIP with the... Yeah, there you go. So 30% is actually fulfilled right now. So I can already start expecting that the market will actually reverse from here. So I will be eager to actually start taking shorts. But if we break this structure, this is going to create a new 4-hourly lower low. Then I'm just going to simply look for a new 4-hourly lower high. And then we'll continue selling off. Okay. Target could potentially be this low, right? Target will be this low. And right now on the 50-minute, I don't analyze the 50-minute on the weekend because again, Asia is going to open. We're going to have new price action, so it's not worth it. But this is how I look at the DXY right now. I would say I'm overall bearish. I just follow the current sentiment right now. That sentiment could change very soon, but again, we don't know when. We have speeches from Powell, we have GDP, we have PMI, we have a lot of things in the upcoming week, so it could definitely change. But right now, in terms of technicals, I am bearish, and I will be looking to short anywhere within these areas. Right there, we've provided a setup, but if we break below and cause a new 4-hourly break of structure, then I will be really interested to again find the supply that caused the break and then look for the pullback and then short it with a high probability trade, right, from a 4-hourly supply. So that's the Dixie. It's so far bearish, and again, don't look for a deep pullback. It might not happen because this is the first momentous move. So adapt to it and let's see if we can catch some shorts, and if not, of course, we adapt. All right, Mr. Euro USD, my favorite pair. It's a love and hate relationship because sometimes it just moves amazing. Sometimes it's easy, but there are weeks when it's just so messy and I start hating it, but I still love it. So, by the way, again, I recorded a trading setups breakdown yesterday. I'm going to leave a card right now. So make sure to click on that, just have it open and make sure to watch it either first or after this analysis. It doesn't matter, but I broke down some good trades, which you can learn a lot from. Okay. So again, just to recall, the weekly time frame on EU has shifted bullish to me. Okay, so yes, then again, we go to monthly. Monthly is bearish and monthly is tapping right now into this base candle. But again, weekly is bullish. So you start getting that confusion between all the time frames. And again, the rule of thumb is that the higher the time frame, the higher time frame will always prevail. So if the weekly is bullish, but the monthly is bearish, well, eventually the market could go bearish, right? But again, we don't want to be using way too many time frames. So in terms of the weekly candle, we had a very nice rejection last week. And this week we tried to push lower, but then we pushed higher and then we rejected on Friday, right? So nothing much to extract. Like we just broke structure and we are at a higher high. We're also tapping into a monthly supply. So I would expect for the market to start pulling back down. But again, remember, the current sentiment is bullish. So as long as we are bullish, then we keep longing. Right? Daily time frame, it's not entirely clean. So we have like a daily zone right there. Again, I'm not trading the daily, so I don't know my range lows on the daily. Pullback right there, push, pullback, tries to push, fail. So what are we doing right now is just a little bit of a consolidation, which we're probably going to explore right now on the 4-hourly time frame, but nothing much to extract. Right there. You can see we flushed down for 3 candles and then very nice 3 candles of recovery. So it shows us that sellers did not prevail. And once again, as I keep telling you, when the market goes with momentum, 30% is, well, okay, this one pulled back even much deeper. It went almost to the 50%. So again, this doesn't count right there, but I think this was on the 4-hourly time frame. So let's jump actually on the 4-hourly. Yeah. So again, a little bit of a debate we had with the community, but once again, we followed our systematic rules and oops, this is not a 15-minute break. It's a 4-hourly break. We consider this to be a 4-hourly break and then respectively, this becomes our 4-hourly supply. And you can see right there, we chopped for a bit, but the market was always bearish. Then the thing is, as we broke this, we shifted bearish and then we look for shorts, but the market just completely reversed, right? And guess what? It's fine. We took 3 losses in a row on Wednesday. I think shorting precisely from here, which was the 4-hourly supply zone. So it was a very high probability trade, but EU decided to massively push above. So yes, currently, very simply, well, we are bullish. So we are bullish right now. The market is responding from this wick right there. It's responding, but look at the push and look at the correction. So I really see a lot of bullish pressure. In terms of, again, the 4-hourly range, it's very hard because this to me right there is not a valid higher low. If you go to the line chart, it's going to have a little pullback. But again, I look at the candlesticks as well. And we have specific rules that also takes into consideration the line chart because the line chart actually shows you the pullback. And again, what does the line? So I'm going to give you a little bit of hint. How does the line chart form? What kind of data does it consider? I'm just going to leave that there. Okay, so technically I'm going to be taking it from the low to the high. There is 50%. We have a little bit of base right there. So similarly to the Dixie, that could be a potential area to pull back. But once again, this is like the first reversal push. This is the first pullback. So I do believe we can immediately start continuing higher if, for example, the 50-minute aligns. Okay, so this is pretty much my 4-hourly analysis. The 4-hourly is bullish, but again, I took a short on Friday because the 50-minute went down and I was expecting a pullback. You can see right here around New York session on Friday, we had a very nice response right there. So is this response going to cause the reversal or are we going to dip a little bit below towards the 50%? Well, we don't know, right? And we adapt. So make sure to stay tuned for Tuesday. I'm not going to be doing 50-minute because yeah, the 50-minute right now is bearish. And of course, you don't want to just wake up and take a short. It doesn't work like this. Okay, so give it some time to align. I am overall bullish, but again, everything can change. Okay, so similarly to the Dixie, I would just love to have one more high, because then my high low will get right here. Because right now, in order for the quality to reverse, it has to break this, according to my rules. And I wouldn't like this, so hopefully we have a new quality high. Then if it shifts down, then we can, for example, start going short if this happens. But for now, I'm long bias. I'm going to be looking for my setups. So let's see, and let's hope EU provides this week. Come on, man. Let's have a look at Euro Yen. So once again, the JPY pairs are not entirely clear right now. As you know, for a couple of weeks, I've been having trouble with analyzing the JPY pairs, and I really don't find it nice to do so. But for example, pairs like Euro Yen and AJ, Aussie Yen, they move the worst. But pairs like NZD JPY, for example, they move the best, right? That was a rhyme, actually. But yeah, let's have a look at it. We're going to explore also USD Yen later, which is going to build a bias for the JPYs. And we're actually going to see why they consolidated. Because once again, let's say USD JPY moves down and Euro USD moves up. So then there is a clash of biases for Euro Yen. In order for Euro Yen to move up, Euro USD has to move up and USD Yen has to move up, right? But Euro USD and USD Yen are oppositely correlated pairs. So this is why I don't like the JPYs too much, right? So weekly time frame pulled back towards this weekly base right there. It nicely tapped 50%, and right now it's trying to push, but you can see actually we were having 2 weeks of staying within an inside bar. So we have 2 weeks of consolidation. Dropping onto the daily, we can immediately see it right there. So once again, very tricky to analyze the daily, especially with this little delivery right there. Massive wick up, down, massive wick down, tried to push, it failed. So yeah, I would still consider this to be my major daily push, and this is a daily correction. So I'm still bullish. Again, weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. So the high probability trade on this one is a buy. But look here. Look at this development right there. Look at the overall pressure right now is to the downside. So looking also at the inside bar, we could come in to take out the liquidity below this low and then maybe to push. I just don't know, right? I don't know. And then we drop onto the 40 time frame, and it's just not nice, right? So we broke structure up right there. We broke up, then we broke down, we broke up, down, up, down. Okay, so we're down right now. Maybe you took a couple of longs right there. Definitely possible, because you see we have a very nice kind of a correction right there that in the 40 time frame moved very nicely up. But to me, like, it shifted down here, then it shifted up right there. So maybe long from here, long from there is possible. This one right here was the best long, but no, actually, because here we broke up and then to me we broke down. So I was bearish, then we shift bullish. Not great. It's really not great when the 40 time frame starts shifting up and down. Then you know you're in a consolidation. So currently the last bullish break was here and the last bearish break is here. This one is debatable if it's Fanatic range or not. Is this equal? Where is my low? Just give me a second. 639, 640. Okay, so this is actually kind of valid. So we can actually take this, and then this will become my major lower high. Okay, so we're not having a so bad structure on Euro JPY. So if this structure right there gets broken, then I will be looking for longs. Okay, this is very debatable because a different broker can show something else, right? Again, your best bet will be to wait for a break of this, but have a look. This to me is my major lower high. The market pulls back, reject it, right? And right now it's just chopping around. So right now it's all about looking at the meso time frame, which is the 50-minute. Lots of liquidity has been grabbed within that full hourly supply zone. The 50-minute is, wow, the 50-minute really sucks because the 50-minute is still technically bullish. Why? Well, because again, to my rules, this is the range. This is the range. So in order to actually shift bearish, this one has to break. So again, JPY pairs really suck right now. You can go outside of the rules and say that this is your break, of course, and then try to short it. But look at the chop as well. Tricky stuff. So once again, give it some time. So if you really want to trade JPY pairs, then yes, this one looks bearish to me right now, but it needs a little bit more development. Personally, I would love to see a break below this zone, then a retest, and then of course we can go down. But if we break above this level, then I will be interested to getting into longs. Why? Well, again, because weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, right? And hourly is just chopping around right now. But yeah, it definitely needs some more. So let's give it some time, and don't rush it too much with the JPYs because they're very tricky right now. But this is my bias. Currently it's bearish, so Let's see if we can catch some shorts, and if we align bullish, then we shift our bias. Next on the list are the Aussies. So let's have a look. Pretty similar delivery to Euro USD. We had a very nice rejection last week, and this week pushed down, and then it pushed up, and then Friday caused a little bit of a rejection. So we can see that the flow is still currently bullish. And then once again, I don't want to come in right now and start dropping predictions, right? The market is going to respond from this, because then we have also this one. So we don't know where it's going to stop. It's always good to know though that we are currently in premium prices of the 50%. So we're above the 50% of the weekly range. So there is again a high probability that we potentially go down, but we have to wait a little bit. So daily time frame right now is bullish again. So we shifted. Yeah, we shifted right here. I remember right now the NZD is much stronger. We shifted here, pullback, higher low, higher high, higher low. Are we going to go ahead for a new higher high? Well, I do think so. Look at the pullback and look at the push. So it's coming very close to making a new higher high. So to me, it doesn't make sense why it shouldn't make it. I'm just trying to look at the Elliott wave as well, but where does my first... Again, guys, I'm not like an expert on the Elliott wave. I just try to use it, but we can say 1, 2... Yeah, it depends if this is a pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's take it like this. I do expect one more leg into the highs, and then maybe we pull back towards this zone, maybe to take even this one as liquidity, or maybe this one is going to be the guy that responds, right? And then to potentially start looking for the shorts. There is going to be something that is going to happen on the macro perspective that is going to potentially align all the currency pairs in their direction, okay? Because again, the DXY is really falling right now, but fundamentally it makes sense to keep rising right now, and we have this risk on perspective with indices, with currencies as well. It's not good, right? And I think it's short-lived. So going on to the 4H, similar development again to EU right here. So we were bearish here, we shifted very nice on the 50-minute, and I think my team has been taking longs. And once again, when you understand the relationship between 4H and 50-minute, you can take trades anywhere. Right, so for example, my team would have taken longs here, 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 and we don't care that the market was short. We take longs, and then yeah, sure, we maybe take a short from here and lose it, but we took a couple of longs right there and maybe left a runner as well. So we don't do runners because yeah, runners suck. No, they don't suck, but we've done the maths. If you just take a full TP at 5R instead of like taking a partial at 5 and then a partial at 10, it's not worth it, right? So a little tip: take full TPs, pay yourself, and then just focus on the next trade. Currently, Aussie dollar has a little bit of a trickery because it shifted actually bearish. So there is a break of structure up, there is a break of structure down. What caused this break? Well, we can take this, or maybe we can try to find a better one. Yeah, this one looks good. Can take it slightly bit bigger. And this is currently the supply zone. So remember, we are tapping also in a very nice extreme zone right there, but the daily is bullish, and I would expect another break of the highs. So it's a bit tricky because again, right now 4 hourly it has shifted bearish, but look at the overall push coming from the downside, and look how we aligned right here bullish as well. So it's a little bit 50-50, and again, right now technically you should be looking for shorts. You should be looking for shorts from here, but I'm also going to be open for longs. So the 15-minute somehow provides me a long, then I will be looking to long Aussie dollar, simply because in terms of the macro time frames right there, I do think it's going to have one more push into the highs. But it's not about what I think, it's about what actually happens and what is on the charts. So the charts are currently bearish, actually. So if we pull back right there, then I will be dropping to a lower time frame and looking for alignment, and then to potentially take a short trade, right? And if it breaks above, then we're going to be bullish. But if we break above, then it's probably even going to break above this high. So then, of course, we have to adapt and see if we can take another long. Okay, so that's the Aussie. Nothing much more to mention. The 4 hourly to me is bearish right now, according to my rules. So I will be looking for shorts inside this zone right here. And maybe Monday is going to provide us with a little short. Who knows? Maybe we make a new lower low, but then it shifts here, and then we get a long. Okay, so be open, and again, focus on what is happening right now. Don't try to think like me, oh, it's gonna break above. No, it's bearish right now, so we short it. By the way, Aussie JPY, I'm just gonna skip. I'm sorry guys, but I'm just gonna skip because I'm not looking at this. It just makes no sense. No, I'm not doing this. So this is it. Focus on AU. It's much cleaner, it's much better. Like, screw this price action right there. You're only gonna lose. Like, look at this. So recent price action is this, and not so recent price action is this. So we have range within range within range, and it's very, 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 very sloppy. So don't trade this one. Okay, so that's the Aussies, mainly Aussie dollar, bearish buy so far. Let's see how it plays out. As we have been seeing recently, the NZD is definitely more bullish than the Aussie, and maybe we can explore this and potentially give a hint that New Zealand interest rate hiked by 50 basis points on the 5th of 10th, that is October, right? So 3.5% current rate, 2.85 for Australia, right? And they hiked it by only 25 basis points. So we can see New Zealand is a little bit more aggressive, so maybe the dynamics between New Zealand and Australia, if people are deciding whether to hold Australian dollars or New Zealand dollars, maybe people are putting more money into New Zealand dollars, right? And hence why we have been seeing a very nice bullish push from the NZD, but it's definitely much more stronger. I think that the NZD is also a commodity currency pair, but I'm not sure if it was related to oil or to gold. Maybe some of you guys can shed some light on that, because I don't really recall. It could be gold, because gold is also a little bit bullish, but I think no, a cat was for oil. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Weekly time frame, very nice bearish push, but also very nice bullish push. Tapping into the major weekly lower high. Okay, so very major zone. Daily time frame, we tune into the daily. Daily is absolutely nicely bearish. Bullish. We have a very nice bullish structure right there. We have a very nice daily demand zone right there. Right, and we're tapping very nicely inside the zone. We're taking a little bit of structural liquidity right there, so it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good for a short, but it's still bullish. So this is a setup that I will be looking from on the 40, on the 50 minute, and on the 1 minute, and right now it's on the daily. So again, the market is fractal. Everything that happens on the 1 minute is gonna happen also on the daily and the weekly. 40 time frame. Let's see if we have that shift of structure. Well, no. We don't have it. This one is still bullish. This one is still bullish to me. Yeah, so technically this one is the break. Yeah, it's giving me a hard time, but it's similar to EU. It's similar to EU. Okay, we can debate. We can start the range from here, actually. Something like this. Okay, this one make me tricky right now. Again, I'm not actually looking at those markets to prepare, so I can be like more fluent, and then sometimes they pose to be difficulties, so I have to really focus and actually see what is happening. I am looking this right now as bullish market. It has that very recent shift of structure. Some of you can say that this is a shift down, like similar what we had to the Aussie, but in terms of the Aussie was correct to my rules, right? So this one can have a little rejection right there. It can give us a pullback towards 50%, maybe even a little bit lower, but then we can expect potentially another push into the highs. Or from here, we can make a high, and then we can break the low, and then we can start shorting. So those are the two outcomes that I'm going to be looking for. I don't really think we're going to massively flush from here. Sure, we tapped into the zone, we took some liquidity, but we're still so bullish, and the 4 hourly is bullish as well to me. Okay, so those are the two outcomes I'm going to be looking for. Either a push up to make a new higher high, and then I'm going to be looking for a break of the higher low, which is going to be more recent. It's not going to be down there or down there. It's going to be a recent one, right? Or we get a nice bearish shift. So right now, for example, with the 50-minute line is bearish, I can take a short. Why? Because we're still above 50%, and there is a chance that we pull back a little bit deeper. And as we pull back deeper, I'm going to be looking for a bullish alignment, and then potentially to target a new higher high. But once again, this is very long term. I change my bias probably 2 to 3 times per day. And yeah, a lot could happen. So this is very long term, but this is how I currently look at the NZD/USD. It's very bullish, so keep going with the flow, right? NZD/USD has been really bullish for a while, so your best bet is to go long. And right now, again, daily is long, 4 hourly is long. So if the 50-minute gets long, then long the guy. Okay, so that is my outlook. Very curious to see how this one is going to play out. NZD/JPY, it's much better, but it's also very tricky because weekly time frame on this one shifted bearish right there. It broke bearish structure, but once again, yeah, 3 candles down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So it looks like the momentum to the downside was much stronger. We had a very nice rejection, but the market actually broke above it. So it's now or never. It's either going to reverse down right now, or it's not going to reverse at all, because you can actually see the daily time frame aligned bearish, which is really good, but right now it goes up again. Why? Because NZD as a currency, it's very strong. So it doesn't matter that USD yen goes down. If NZD/USD is so strong, then this one is not gonna flush. So again, this is why I don't like JPY pairs right now. And if I jump on the 4H, slightly bit tricky. Broke structure down here, then broke up. So break up, break up, break up. Then it broke down, then it broke up, up, up. And yeah, so we're still technically up. If I delete all of that stuff, we're still trading within this demand zone. So the 4-hourly time frame is still, yeah, it's definitely bullish. Still bullish. So if you wish to short this pair, I would tell you to, well, I'm no one to tell you what to do. Again, this is not financial advice, but what I would do is I'm going to be waiting for this one to break and then to retest lower high and then potentially to drop. Okay. I would actually avoid longing this right now, because if I go to the 50 minutes, it's going to be a complete mess. So avoid longing it simply because we are absolutely at the last resort for a short. The market has come all the way to retest the absolute extreme. It has given us quite a few shifts down to potentially trick sellers into the market, and all the sellers should be stop loss right now. So if to me the 4-hourly aligns bearish, then there is going to be a high probability chance that we can potentially go down. Okay, and maybe, who knows, maybe NZD/USD also, come on, NZD/USD also might decide to go down, and if NZD/USD goes down, then NJ is potentially gonna flush. So again, give it some time and wait for the 4-hourly to align, and then you can take a short, because so far it's long. So that's my NZD analysis. They both look good. Like NZD/JPY looks the best from all the JPY pairs. Euro Yen is not it's not bad, but AJ is absolute worst. So again, flow with the markets, guys. Don't marry a bias. Just keep following what actually happens. Don't say, oh, this is gonna happen. Ooh, that's gonna happen. Ooh, I think this is gonna happen. No, it's not about what you think. It's about what actually happens. USD/JPY's price delivery definitely reminds of the Dixie one. So we have a very nice push. We have a very nice pullback. This is not really into demand. It depends how you draw your demand. If you take the whole sell to buy like this, then yeah, it is like this. But if you then refine like this, then we still have room to the downside. We are definitely below 50%. So that's good. But once again, the recent momentum is down. And again, we had a little rejection, but this week pushed up and then it pushed down. So probably like on a daily and on a 4-hourly time frame, we made a lower high with this week. And right now we're headed for a new lower low. There we go. Daily time frame, nice push, very nice pullback. Right now, 3 candles pushing to the downside. So I would say this is definitely looking bearish. So you can see here, this one was a very nice base, very nice area of supply. The market actually held, but in the meantime we shifted bullish. There was a breakdown. This is the break up. There is your long trade. So if any of you took a long trade right there, but oh, this was last week actually. Yeah, this is a good trade. And then we push up, and then technically then the 4-hourly shifted bearish right here. But you could be taking shorts from there based on a 4-hourly supply and a 50-minute alignment. Break of structure right now, so let me actually draw it. Break of structure down right there. And yeah, so currently my range is this. From this high to this low, there is 50%. But just because, once again, similar to all the other pairs, we have that first push. The market usually loves to pull back 30%. And this one is actually 38.2 and almost coming to the 50%. So I am short on USD, I'm just going to be straight. I'm short bias. Everything tells me shorts. Right now, 4-hourly aligned, it's the first push. Daily looks bearish with a lot of momentum. We had like a daily pullback. Where is that rotated triangle? I like this one. Daily pullback like this, so we can potentially start going down. But again, how do you go down? Well, you drop to lower time frame and you start following the trend. Okay, but again, don't do this on a Saturday. Wait for Monday to play out. Wait for Asia, wait for London, and then you start adapting. Okay, so bearish bias on USD yen, which is going to support bearishness on all the JPY pairs. But of course, we also need the USD pairs to align. But if you're trading only USD yen, then short bias is my take on it. Let's have a look at UCAT. Tricky delivery so far. So we have a very nice push to the upside. We have a nice pullback to the downside. This is the demand zone, which we haven't tapped yet. We had a little response, but this week is an overall doji. Pushed up, pushed down, closed, indecision. So again, what does that tell us? Well, again, indecision, so we don't really know what's going to happen. In terms of daily time frame, well, we know that it's currently bearish. So we aligned the daily time frame either here or there. It doesn't matter. The daily is bearish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the elite wave again. So where did we actually break? This is the major daily. We broke it right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hope we get one more push to the downside. I do think so in terms of daily, we can have one more. This is the daily supply we tapped and we're very nicely reacting right now. But you can see it's not very convincing. It's not very pushing down in the convincing manner. What matters right now is the 4 hourly. So what is the 4 hourly doing? When you see this, when you see pure imbalance, empty price action, usually it's gonna want to grab a bit more liquidity. So there is a high chance we come in to take out this high and then we flush. I'm just pointing this out because there is a chance that this one happens. But currently, okay, we're still bullish. It's very funny, but we're still bullish. This is the range. This is not the hard low to me, right? So what we actually did is we came back all the way down to respect that extreme demand zone. And there you see 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, and then it responded. So tricky delivery on this one. Tricky delivery because again, to me, to my rules, the 4 hourly is bullish and the 4 hourly is gonna change only if we break below this zone. So there is a high chance once again we actually go with the overall 4 hourly trend and we attack this high, and then if the dollar and if overall USD CAD is gonna drop, it's gonna drop after this high is taken. So this is my take on it. Currently, you can look at internal structure because you know this is our major one. This pushes our major one and everything inside is internal. But also you can look at internal. Internally, we aligned right there and I already see your long trade. Look at that wick. That wick potentially gave you a long trade right there. So you can drop on the 50-minute. There's your pullback, but then at the same time, it shifted bearish on the 50-minute to my rules. So again, not every pair works great with my strategy. And this is why I only trade 1 or 2 pairs, right? But again, overall macro, this one is bullish. So this is what I'm going to say right now. I am overall bullish, but I also spot that we're starting to build a little bit of a bearish flow. But I'm really interested to see how this one is going to go. So let me know, you cat masters, what are you looking at? Do you think we're going to push higher or do you think we are reversing lower? I'm really curious to know your view. So let me know because I'm not really experienced with that pair. But personally, my take is longs. All right, next on the list are the pound pairs, starting from GU. Well, this one is still giving me a hard time. This is why I'm not trading GU at all. It's a pair that hasn't been working amazing for me. It's very manipulative. It does a lot of liquidity grabs and you have to be entering aggressively on that pair, which is something that I don't like. But we're tapping into a very major weekly supply zone. We rejected it right there, but this week we come in and we're tapping it right now deeper, okay? But daily time frame is still rather bullish. Right, so we had a very nice pullback right there. We pushed up. So actually there was a base candle. I think we had a look at this one, but the market then consolidated for quite a while and we finally broke it up. This week we broke it up. And yeah, technically right now it's at a our high. We also grabbed a little bit of liquidity right there, which I like, but this is the daily. So we are in a big short area. This is what we should know about, but we are also very, very, very bullish. And the range, again, the range starts from down there because it's this low that actually caused all of this push to the upside. Right, so very, very, very tricky. So hopefully some of you took a long right there. Yeah, tap once, tap twice, tap 3 times. So maybe if somebody took a long from right there and rode it into the highs, maybe there is going to be a guy on Instagram coming in with a trade like this. Look at me. Let's do it. Let's do it. 2 pips. Yeah, 3 pips, stop loss right there. Oh, 100 risk to reward ratio. There we go. Right, so this is the trade I took, guys, but enough of jokes. I like making these jokes. We sometimes jokes with my community, sharing trades like this, especially when the market moves massively with some sort of news. There's always somebody that comes in on Instagram and shares a sniper range like this, so we like to joke about it. What I would love to see on this one is a break of structure up right now on the 4-hourly time frame, because again, to me, this one is right now bullish. This is again the first push, so I would expect to have at least one more high. Okay, and as I keep telling you, when you have that first very momentous push, the market does not pull back much. So this right there could actually be enough of a pullback in order to continue pushing higher. And then as we push higher, what I will be simply doing is again following the 4-hourly time frame. Because we know we're in a short zone, there could be shorts incoming anytime soon, but first the 4-hourly needs to align for me in order to start taking shorts. So what I would expect right now is a higher high. And as we form a higher high, then either I'm just going to continue taking longs as long as they work out, or then I'm going to be looking for a reversal and start taking shorts because we're sitting in a massive weekly supply zone. Okay, but this of course is going to depend on the dollar. It's going to depend on the pound as well, if we have any news and all of that stuff. So this is my outlook right now. I am looking for longs. I don't know if there is a third scenario. We might push down for a little bit more, but as long as we push down, then I'm still going to be bullish, because we have a bullish bias right now in a bullish hourly range. So if you push down and then you see the market starting to align bullish, then again, I will be looking for a long. So there are my three beautiful scenarios on the pound. You're probably very confused by all those lines, but yeah, this is what I would expect on pound dollar. So let's see. Let's look at GJ. Weekly time frame. Well, again, we've been talking about this one, that it's bullish on the weekly. Very nice push, very nice pullback. Again, coming to retest this little base right there. It's not little because it's a very big weekly base. Daily broke up, daily broke down, and right now the daily is retesting its major supply. And on Wednesday, it came very close to breaking it, but it did not. Okay, so which, once again, guys, a question, which one is gonna prevail? Is it gonna be the weekly time frame? Okay, weekly didn't tap to 50% actually, but again, it tapped into this sort of base that we have across some of the other JPYs, right? You can see it's this big sell to buy on the daily time frame, responded and reacted. Or is it gonna be the daily time frame that is bearish right now? Well, usually it's gonna be the weekly, but who knows? So let's drop to the hourly. Yeah, you can see we tapped, reacted, tapped, and aligned bearish. So okay, very tricky, and it's a very important decision point right now for GJ, because we broke structure down right there. So we aligned bearish on the 40 time frame from a daily supply, which is very important. This is our supply zone right now, so I can just move this out of the way because we have a new one right there. This is our supply, and you can see the market kind of came in, reacted, and came in aggressively, and right now it started to react again, but you can see it's responding from minor structure right now. So there is a lot of battle between supply and demand right now. So how do we know it's gonna go? Well, when it goes. 15-minute aligned actually right here. It aligned right there, then break down, break up, break down. So 15-minute is, yeah, no, don't look at 15-minute on the weekend because it doesn't matter. So wait. Maybe it's gonna come in, take out the high again, and then give you the shift, so then it can short, or maybe it's just gonna blast through the roof. Okay, if it breaks above, then it becomes bullish. So then be careful because we can start targeting the highs. So a very key decision point for GJ. Again, GJ traders, I know a lot of you are trading it. What is your bias? I am currently short biased on it simply because the 4-hour time frame aligned bearish. We are from a daily supply zone. We've taken lots of liquidity, so I would be curious to see if we can have any shorts. But once again, give it some time. Give it some time to see what is going to happen on Monday. Don't rush, because again, it can just open and blast through the roof. Okay, so short bias on GJ, long bias on GU. So again, give it some time. Let's see. Don't rush. Let the market come to you. Let's have a look at Mr. Goat. Still bullish, right? So we've been discussing this for quite a while. I monitor this commodity only on the weekly outlooks. I don't look at it during the week because I don't trade gold. I'm too scared to trade gold, by the way. It's way too fast for me. It's way too volatile. But again, we are retesting 50% of the massive quarterly, monthly leg, right? And we're very nicely reacting from it, and we aligned on the daily and the 4-hourly. The only problem right now we have is that the weekly is bearish, and we're currently responding from this major weekly lower high. But you can see its response. Look at the massive push that came in, and look at the response right now. So I would say gold is bullish, and I saw somebody in the comments said that gold is gonna explode. Well, it didn't explode that week, but it could explode pretty soon. Okay, what we could do is we can take an overall range again, because pairs and commodities love to pull back towards their mean value, which right now for gold will be a little bit down towards, like, let's say 17, right? Towards 17, maybe a bit below, maybe a bit above, who knows. But again, in terms of data, we have a massive run. We have a very nice pullback. We got a little bit of a rejection right there. What is this? Okay, we got a little bit of a rejection, but again, it's not significant. I don't think we're just gonna slap from here, but it's possible. Let's look at 4H, for example, right? We broke down right there, and then we broke up right there. So the 4-hourly aligned bullish. Actually, there is okay, a bit debatable if this one is a break and then if we break down. So this one is a bit debatable. Again, I haven't traded gold. Like if this is EU, then I'm gonna start shorting it from here, but gold could just be making like right now a little complex correction in order to push up. So this is a very strong demand zone right there, a very strong demand zone, and this is a strong supply zone, right? So you can play within this range. You can take a short and then you can take a long from here, provided the alignment on the lower time frame. So I am once again long-term macro long on gold. My question is it gonna reverse from here? Is this gonna be the higher low that causes the higher high? Well, it responded from nothing on the left. There is a nice range right there. So I do think we can have like right now a little complex correction, tap down, and then from here we're gonna start. So again, be open to the shorts, but also always maintain the higher time frame bias in mind. So if I'm trading gold right now, I'm gonna be looking to short it. From this area, I'm going to be looking to short it, right? Let's say that this was actually an actual trading day. I would love to see this one taken out first. But if this aligns bearish on the 50-minute, then I'm going to look to short from here. If I get a loss, then I'm just going to look for it to align again. So this is what I will be looking for gold right now. But again, gold masters, let me know what you think. Do you still think gold is going to explode? The question is, where is it going to explode from? Because you can say, yeah, it's going to explode, so you can long it from there. Right, but then where does your stop loss go? Okay, so let me know your thoughts. I am currently short-term bearish on gold just for this push, but if we break above, then I will be also eager to start continuation long, because again, this could be the higher low that causes the break of the higher high. We don't know. So this is gold for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, indices. Something very important is happening right now in US 30 is that we are breaking above this major weekly lower high. But as I told you many times, this has happened before as well. This is where we also broke a weekly major lower high. We just broke above with one bullish candle. It took one candle to consolidate, and then we made a new downtrend. So look at here. I just want to focus on the pattern. One slowdown candle, one big bullish break, one big bullish break. Next week consolidation, and then next week we flush. Okay, I'm coming from the future, right? But again, don't listen to me. Anything can happen. Right, but again, just fundamentally, it doesn't make sense for me that we are reversing from here and creating a new higher high. We have inflation, we have war, we have interest rates rising, we have uncertainty, we have a lot of bad things that are happening right now. Well, not necessarily bad, but things that have to happen. So I do think we are gonna have at least a correction that is gonna take place somewhere right there. Are we gonna make a new lower low? I cannot look that far in the future, but I do think we're gonna have a response coming very soon. Okay, and potentially this could be the zone. So again, right now, as I told you, I have been waiting for this one to break, and it just broke, which is major. So right now we are at this big supply zone. Again, daily is so far bullish. So how we can actually go in, I'm not going to do this right now, but that pattern that I showed you, go and explore also how it formed on the daily, on the 4-hourly time frame. Look at the patterns, and let's see how this one is going to play out. Currently, again, it's bullish. This is the daily demand zone. It's just making a new higher high. So again, 4-hourly time frame is also going to be bullish. 4-hourly time frame chopped right there for a while. So chop up, down, up, down, up, down. Then it pushed up, pull back, push up, pull back. And right now it's breaking up. So the most recent break is here, which means that the most recent 4-hourly supply is there. But again, I am not really looking to intraday trade this right now because we're sitting in a very sensitive area right now, and anything can happen. Okay, but of course, if you wish to trade it, well, there is your structure, right? I'm going to be looking for a pullback and a potential continuation higher. But again, I'm just looking to see what's going to happen right now. I'm very interested. I'm very eager to invest as well. I haven't invested in a while, just because everything is pushing. My portfolio is looking really green, but I don't like this because if I want to buy, I have to buy high. And again, when it comes to investing, you gotta be buying every month, but I have a specific strategy. Some months I can skip, then this cash goes towards the next month, and then if I have a good stock or a good ETF that I want to invest, then I'm gonna deploy that excess cash that I saved, right? Which makes it then much more powerful to the upside. Let me know if you guys are interested in investing. Just let me know in the comments, or what are the things that are actually stopping you from investing? Do you have any questions like where to invest, how to invest, what to look for? Just write it down, because I want to speak about more about investing, but it's something is like stopping me. I'm not sure if you guys are actually interested, because this is like trading channel, and then if I start speaking about investing, maybe some of you get bored. So let me know. Nasdaq actually again pulled back. So again, the tech index is much weaker. We know that it's the weakest index because we have tech companies that are at like 60 to 70 to 80% drops right now. But it pulled back, it tapped the first supply. So it still has a lot of upside potential, but you can see that this one is much weaker, right? And we can have a look at this pattern as well. So similar right there, you can see while the US 30, no, it's here. Yeah, US 30 broke, this one also broke, but here it didn't break. But then they both flushed. So again, I would start expecting a drop. In terms of daily is tricky because the daily higher low is here, right? We have a push, we have a pullback. The market tried to push, it failed. So I would love to have at least one more push, but again, it's not about what I love to have. It's about what happens. So again, daily is bullish, which makes it hard to take short, but it depends on the hourly as well. So hourly, we shifted structure down there, but then we is this a break? Yeah, it's a break. It went below, so we shifted again. Even if it's one pipette, if it went below, I count it as a break. Then this one is my breakup. This one is my breakup. This one is another breakup. And this one is not a break. Okay, so my major, I'm gonna take it like this is my major hourly range, and we're gonna align bearish if we break below this zone right there. So currently it's bullish, it's retesting a demand zone. So if you're interested, you can go long. But again, I will be really careful. Right now indices, I would be really careful. We're coming into December as well. We have a phenomenon that is called the Santa Rally. And also around like Black Friday and stuff, people are starting to spend a lot of money into tech as well, into gadgets, into all of that shiny stuff. And usually companies are going to be making money. They're going to be getting rid of their inventories. They do those sales to get rid of inventory, right? So that they can take it off, make some profit, and then reinvest, right? So I would expect another push into the highs. So let's see. This is Nasdaq. This is my most recent structure. Let's see what happens. S&P, again, I'm just waiting on this one. I'm just waiting. On the daily time frame, we came very close to making a new high. So I definitely do think we're going to be making it, right? It's so far very nice, bullish. On the quality time frame, it's also bullish. This is not a very valid range though. Yeah, it's not valid range. So our still I'm gonna take this as my valid, but I do think this one is just gonna break. And if it breaks, then again, this is gonna become our higher low. Okay, so give it some time. Don't rush with it. Again, right now, if I just go back to here, very nice greed, right? So we didn't go to extreme greed right now, but you can see 125 MA, we are consolidating above it. You can see anytime we go and consolidate above it, right, the market tends to drop. Come above it, drop. Here we just kissed it and then we dropped, but right now we're just again consolidating above it. So again, it just makes sense to me that another crash is coming. And right now the unprepared investors, they think, oh, bullish market, extreme greed, let's long, right? But anytime that the market came to zero, right there, you can see in the 52-week highs and lows on the New York, on the NICE, anytime we tap around since like January this year, anytime we tapped the zero, we flushed, right? And look at this right now, we are at the zero. So again, I would expect the market to start dropping. So again, I'm stacking the cash right now and waiting for the right time to deploy. Okay, so give it some time. I'm bearish, but I'm a long-term trader when it comes to these. I'm an investor. I'm not a trader actually. And again, I've been calling 31. So 31 is where I'm gonna be taking loans and depositing into S&P. No, I'm joking. Never gonna do that. Never, because again, it's risk. You don't know what's gonna happen. So those are the indices. This is what I'm looking for. I'm not really interested to day trade them right now, but like US 30 and Nasdaq are usually good. I'm not sure how S&P. We have a couple of members that trade S&P, E-mini S&P futures, which works great with our strategy as well, right? So if you're trading futures and if you're trading indices as well, the Fanatic way is the way to go as well. Bitcoin right now, I'm not very interested, but I think it's starting to become a good buying opportunity for dollar cost averaging as well. So we're way below 20K, 16K, but I do think again 12, 10, 8, it is coming because this is like the quarterly demand zone. Look at the drop, we're coming in. This chart is just ugly, right? It's just crypto. And again, somebody believes in crypto, somebody does not. I personally do not like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. Not that it's not profitable, but I just don't like the whole security of it. Again, I didn't get scammed, but I was a victim. I lost 27,000 in the Coinbase case. But right now there are the FTX case where people are losing millions and billions, right? I even bought a code wallet right now. So then if I start buying crypto again, then I know it's safe, because I learned from my mistake holding my tokens at an exchange, right? So always move your coins from your exchange like Coinbase or Binance or everything to a wallet, right? But again, if you're in crypto, you should know that I was just speculating on crypto without being prepared. So I got crushed, and that's fine. But again, it's just down right now. I'm not trading these one. I'm just very interested to see what's going to happen. But yeah, it's again, after a big consolidation, it tends to drop. And right now it starts to consolidate. So I'm not really interested in trading this one, but I'm going to be looking to start stacking Ethereum. I much more like Ethereum. You can see Ethereum hasn't yet broken the low. But if Ethereum comes in and breaks this low, that is where I'm going to be really interested to invest, right? Because then it drops below 1K, it taps again 800, and I'm going to be looking to start stacking, because then again, 800, 600, 400, all good prices to buy. And again, who knows, this one might start a bullish run anytime soon when the regulations are good and all of that sort of stuff. But again, in terms of day trading, I'm not really interested. This tends to shift up and down, up and down, up and down, throwing big wicks. I'm not trading crypto, right? So very interesting times ahead, right? Crypto is also getting interesting. S&P is my babe. This is my biggest investment, so I'm really looking for a nice drop. And again, US 30 is also creating something major. I do think US 30 also dictates the market a lot. I see US 30 is also correlated to EU, right? And both of them are right now with that big risk on perspective and extreme greed. So anytime soon we can have the drop. Is it going to be NFP? Is it going to be another hike from the Fed? I don't know, but it's incoming, so prepare yourself. But as always, just make sure to follow your plan, right? Because again, if you overthink too much at the end of the day, this is going to happen, that is going to happen, this is the news, that is this. No, if the market is bullish, you go long. If the market is bearish, you go short, right? So follow your plan. Hopefully you enjoyed this weekly outlook. Let me know if you did in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'm going to be posting more. Let me know any thoughts of any videos you want me to do, any ideas you have for me. I would love to start doing live on Tuesday, and I'm definitely going to start doing this very, very, very soon, right? Definitely next year. Definitely next year, we're going to be jumping live on Tuesday. You can ask me questions. We can engage. We can trade together and that great stuff. Right now, we are starting to add live trading to my community. Just to kind of pilot it a little bit. We have around 30 members tuning in on the daily sessions. Of course, we have a lot of people that are working as well, but we are working on a swing trading strategy. So a lot of great things are about to come in 2023. So once again, make sure to join the Fanatics. We're growing very nicely. Make sure to join us on the move, and let's grow together. Have a crushing week ahead of you. Have a relaxing weekend, and talk to you on Tuesday.